Okay, I'm fixing to show you how I make my, as they say, so famous homemade peach cobbler. So what I have in the bowl is a big can of sliced meat, mixed peaches in here, as you can see. Well, the can is like the cafeteria can, like those big cans like that. And I got it in here and I got it sliced up. And so the next thing I'm going to do is add 2 sticks of butter to the peaches. 2 sticks of butter. And make sure the butter is room temp butter. And put that in there. And going to stir that around. Stir it all around in there. So it gives a real good buttery taste. And stir that all around in there. Now I don't have all of the juice in here yet. I will eventually pour some of the peach juice out of the can into here. But now I'm just trying to mix the butter in there so we can get the flavor of the butter. Mix that in there, and then while that's sitting like that, I'm going to go ahead and put some sugar in here, a little sugar at a time. Okay, I don't have my cup to measure, so this is homemade. But I kind of know in my mind how much sugar, so don't judge me. So, oh wow, that's too much sugar. So I'm going to put the sugar here, and Domino sugar. Okay. And I'm going to mix that up. Get all that sugar going around in here. And just keep mixing and keep mixing. And mixing, mixing, mixing. You probably hear baby crying, but that's my little great nephew. And I'm going to add some nutmeg in here. But that is just a little bit. Add that in there, about a teaspoon of nutmeg. Mix that around in there. And I get all that going and continue to mix, as you see. And sometimes I put a little lemon flavor. It gives it a kick. Lemon flavor. And stir that all up in there. And then I'm going to put some more nutmeg in there. And then I'm going to pour the peaches in the pan. And then I will make my own homemade dough, pie crust. Nutmeg is the best. It gives it a good flavor. I'm going to stir all that up in there, get them flavors going, the juices and the butter. And keep stirring it. And then that butter kind of melt on there, the peaches. Look at that. So I put 2 sticks of butter, about 2 teaspoons of lemon flavor, about 2 or 3 teaspoons of nutmegs, and about 2 cups of sugar. I know it probably looked like it was more, but I'm still not finished. But this is how I make it. And believe me, when you taste it and try it, you're going to say, Okay. Some people say I should market it. But I ain't got time to do all that. I've tried many peach cobblers, but as you know, everybody said they only know peach cobbler like mama's, grandma's, or my own. You know, some people use the store-bought Pillsbury rollout dough. No, mine is homemade though. I make it myself from scratch with self-rising flour, and I use butter in my flour. I don't use shortening. I use the real butter when I do make the dough. But meanwhile, I'm still stirring this butter all up, getting it to melt in here with these peaches. And I'm gonna show you, and you want to slice your peaches up because they are big giant peaches that be in the big old cans. You don't want big giant bites of pieces. Peaches, you want bite size. So I cut them up, slice them between, be kind of thin. And I'm still getting these flavors and sugars and nutmeg and lemon flavor going on through here. And you just take your time. Now, I usually make these around the holiday time, but I'm doing it on a special occasion. Every time I make one to go somewhere, I have to make one for home. And tell you, within 20 minutes, a big long pan of peach cobbler be gone. And nothing be but juice left. So that tells me that everybody like my peach cobbler and it's good. It's homemade and the dough is homemade. It's not from Pillsbury. No, no, no. It's not no biscuit dough. No, no, no. You want it to be homemade. Okay, don't judge me by my sugar, but this is how I make it. Put my sugar in there. And stir that up. That's the last of the sugar. No more sugar. Don't judge me, but this is how I make it. And if you taste it, it's going to be off the chain. It's going to be really delicious. And I'm going to stir that all on up in there. See? And stir it up. There's some people actually put their peaches in the pan and cook them on the stove, all this here, and mix all the flavors and stuff. You can do that, or you can do it like this. But this is how I do it. I never took mine and poured them in a pan and cooked them on the stove. I haven't did that. Some people put cornstarch. I don't do that either. An older lady showed me how to make this when I was a young girl. And I haven't lost the recipe, and I know the key to making them flavors is the real butter and the nutmeg. And a little lemon flavor gives it a kick. Okay? So I want to make sure all that butter is going through there, all the flavors, all the sugar, everything's stirred up in there good. And then I'm going to pour it in a pan. And I'm going to pause because I have to get ready to make the dough. And then after I make the dough, I'll show you me putting it in there on top. And then I'll layer some butter on top of the dough and sprinkle some more nutmeg on top. You'll see the finished product when it goes in the oven. Then when it come out the oven, you'll see what it look like. Okay? This is Evangelist Mary Thomas doing it live. How you make your peach cobbler. And I know it don't look like, ooh, what is all that? Yeah, that's butter all in there. The butter, it don't look good, but it's gonna taste good. Yep, it's gonna taste good. The process is couples, to making it. But once you finish, it's gonna be yum, yum, yum. So I got 2 pans right here. These are small pans, but that's what I want to make. Because usually I have it in a long pan. Maybe it's a one more and make it like 3 pans. Be like that. But since I'm taking one with me on a trip, I'm going to make one here and one at go. Okay? And the pans must be some good sturdy pans that don't bend easy. So now I'm going to pour my peaches into the pan. See? And then I'm gonna pause and you're ready to make the dough. So I'm gonna pour it in there like that. And then pour some in the other pan. Make sure they both got the same amount. There it goes. Pour it out in there like that. Okay. And let that sit for a while. Get all that butter off that spoon. And once I put the dough on top, get all that butter off of that spoon. Can't leave none. Every bit of it's important. It's good. Okay. And there's one pan. The dough on it. And then there's another pan before I put the dough on it. There it is. So now we're going to pause and I'm going to make the dough. And when I make the dough, I'm going to put it on top. And then when I put the dough on top, I'm going to take some butter and slice it all over the dough. And a little more nutmeg and sprinkle a little sugar on top. And voila, it'll be done. Put in the oven and let it bake for about an hour. I let mine bake about an hour and 30 minutes. It's the way I like. I want to make sure the dough is done underneath. It's nothing like eat some peach cobbler and then you go to bite the crust and underneath is wet and moist. No. So I'm going to take a pause right now and come back and show you the second part. Sound like Missy outside. You gotta go help her bring the pizzas. Yeah, she got 2 pieces. Okay, yep. So here I am now. I have the dough on top of the peach cobbler, and I'm going to put some butter on top of the dough, like I said earlier. My knife. Let's cut up some pieces of dough. Butter, I'm sorry. And spread it all over the dough like that. So every time you take a bite in this yummy, yummy peach cobbler, it's going to taste so buttery and good.
Now you use real butter, correct?
Real butter.
None of that margarine.
No margarine. I don't know what type of pie you have with margarine. And so I put it all around on both pies. Put your butter on top. That real butter, spread it out so each bite you take is going to be yummy, yummy, delicious. Yep. It's take a process. I ain't 2 times consuming, but when you make the dough, that is. But it's going to be worth it at the end, just like our lives. That's a process. Sometimes it don't look pretty on the outside, but when God gets finished, it's going to be good.
Yes, yes.
It's going to be good.
And who taught you how to do this?
A lady, when I was a young teenager, showed me how she made, an older lady showed me how to make a peach cobbler. And I never forgot it. She said, I always use real butter. And ever since then, it stayed in my mind. And it's been a success. Where I said earlier, when I make my peach cobblers, they go within 15, 20 minutes.
Very true.
That's just how it is.
And where is this peach cobbler going in particular?
Well, one is going to stay here and one is going to Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Traveling all the way down there. And requests.
Yeah.
Requests.
You have people all around the country that have seen the peach cobbler online. I actually have people in St. Louis to this day that are still upset that they haven't got it. People in Georgia. Yeah, I have a lot of people. And so now at least you get to see some of the secret. Only problem is you don't get to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I feel bad for you, but I want to go to heaven. And so I'm going to tell the truth. I don't feel bad. But
see, like, that's a lot of butter, but then down there in that dough, it's going to be so buttery and tastes so good. Every bite going to be scrumptious. And then after you put the butter on, I said, you sprinkle a little bit more nutmeg. Sprinkle that on top. And see, sprinkle it all around. And when it's finished and come out the oven, we'll show you the finished product. But you sprinkle that nutmeg around, all the way around in the corners, and just make it pretty. And you can just smell the aroma from the nutmeg. It smells so good. Look at that, look at that. Let's go. Then the last touch before you put it in the oven is, I told you, I know you probably said I use so much of sugar, but you take a little sugar and sprinkle it around on top. Just like that. That's it. Just like that. Sprinkle it around. Bite into that crust. That's going to be even buttery and sugary sweet. There it is. Voila. There it is. And they're ready to go in the oven.
How long do they go into the oven?
I told them earlier, I usually do it for an hour and 30 minutes. I want to make sure the dough is done because you don't want to eat peach cobbler and look at the dough when it's raw.
That's nasty.
So you want to make sure it's done. So I say about an hour and 30 minutes. And then I take it and pull it out and I look at it and it's all brown. Then I take a little spoon and take some juice and spread it on top of it and let it cook for 2 more minutes. And then it's done.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have just experienced something I've been trying to do for years to get this on camera. And you have now been able to see it for yourself. So thank you, Mom, for doing this. And for all the mothers out there, or for the children that your mom is with you, your mom is not. Maybe you have something that your mom makes. Now you can try this out as well. Thank you so much, and we will be back to show you the finished product. And I probably have a bowl myself, so God bless you. All right, so this is the finished product, and so again, I would say I feel bad for you, but I don't. She did her good work, and so one of these will be going to Pennsylvania, and don't ask where the other one is going because that's not for you to know. And so now you know that you too can do this yourself. And so I appreciate my mom for showing us how to get this done. And some of y'all probably have to watch the video 2 or 3 times just to, get started. But this is the finished product. So I'll probably take a picture of a bowl and it probably be empty. And you just imagine what happened to it. So thanks, Mom, for showing us how to get this done. And I hope you all enjoy. Later.